The sun was bright, the sky was clear as four brave souls set out with tents and pegs and cool boxes and cheerful, hopeful shouts. There was slack Alice drifting off while driving down the lane, and Poppet and Pete, who swore each fix was totally germane. Self-raising Fred, whose bread dough rose and filled the entire boot, and Larry, strong and eager in a sturdy hiking suit. They reached the pitch by 3 o'clock. The sight was green and lush, though Pete declared, "Let's pop it in the middle of that rush." He rammed a peg right through the main. A spout of water flew. It drenched poor Alice where she napped and turned her canvas blue. Fred tried to dry his flour bags beside the portable stove, which burst into a mushroom cloud that shook the oak tree grove. The dough expanded rapidly, a sticky yeast-filled foam that swallowed Pete's favorite mug and Larry's precious comb. "Just pop it in the campfire," Pete yelled out with great delight, which baked the loaf in a brick that blocked out half the light. Slack Alice groaned and went to sleep inside a muddy ditch, while Fred attempted baking cakes and caused a power glitch. By midnight came a summer storm. The rain began to pour. The wind whipped up a furious frenzy, rattling every door. Pete's flimsy tent was anchored down with just a plastic spoon. It lifted up and took off high towards the glowing moon. Fred's loaf absorbed the rainwater and grew to twice its size, a giant blob of sun bread before their terrified eyes. Poor Larry tried to hold the poles to fight the howling gale. He grabbed the ropes and pulled real hard, turning ghastly pale. He flexed his arms, he gritted teeth, he gave a mighty shout, determined that his camp would stand and turn the storm about. But when the tent collapsed on him and trapped him in the dark under a blanket of wet dough and soggy birch tree bark, the sheer despair of everything, the chaos and the crimp took all the wind right out of him and made him go all in. He lay there like a noodle, completely drained of pride, with slack Alice snoring loudly in the mud right by his side. Pete popped a tarpaulin on top, though half of it was torn, and Fred was eating damp yeast bread until the break of dawn. They packed the car at 7, soaked and shivering in the damp, vowing that they'd never